You're listening to Miss Opinionated. Real life, real perspective, and unapologetic truth. I'm your host, Divine Priestess. Let's get into it. Bienvenidos, mi gentes. Es nuevo episodio of Miss Opinionated. This is a new episode of Miss Opinionated. I'm your host, Divine Priestess. And if you are watching, then you see something that is different with me in comparison to the previous episodes. For very good reasons. Okay. This episode is about Glamour Magic. Okay. As you have seen from the title, we're touching on Glamour Magic. Okay. And bear with me because I'm getting in the habit of looking straight at the camera versus looking at the computer screen. Okay. Trying to get in the habit of talking to it, but it's so weird. But Glamour Magic. Glamour Magic literally deals with your self-confidence, your self-esteem, which then affects how people perceive you. Everyone practices glamour magic in some shape, form, or fashion, intentionally, unintentionally. Glamour magic, a lot of people, when they think of glamour magic, they are thinking that they are setting up an altar to Venus, to Aphrodite, to Oshun, right? They're thinking that they're setting up these altars to all these different deities, different gods and goddesses, and that these spirits is taking an ugly duckling, quote unquote, an ugly duckling, and turning into a beautiful swan. Glamour magic does not take an ugly person and turn it beautiful. Now, as I say that, I also want to say that, in my opinion, everyone is beautiful, everyone is attractive, simply because someone is attracted to somebody. There is someone that is attracted to you. There is someone that is attracted to someone that you deem as not attractive. Attractiveness and beauty is all subjective, right? Because living in America has this beauty standard. Europe has this beauty standard. Asia has this beauty standard. Africa has this beauty standard. Mexico has this beauty standard. It's all subjective because they all don't agree for various reasons, right? So everyone's beautiful, okay? And so when people think of glamour magic, they think of it was someone that looked like a rock and now they look like a marble bust. Like ugly Squidward versus handsome Squidward. Like, no. It's not what glamour magic is. Glamour magic literally deals with your self-esteem and your self-confidence. So you may not have wanted to hear that, but that's what it is. When you begin to have some more love for yourself, embracing your features, right? Embracing your body, that confidence begins to just seep out of your pores, and other people then see you. They can't miss you. And so then they want to grab at you, right? But they also want to give to you. Okay? Beauty also does start with inside because you can see someone that is very beautiful on the outside, but internally they ugly. Because literally beauty does start from the inside. When you have that self-confidence, that self-love, that high self-esteem, which is something that is internal, it then begins to seep out of your pores and whoo, voila. Okay? Now let's go look at the Google definition of glamour magic. So Google says glamour magic is a witchcraft practice that uses personal appearance, style, and attention to influence how others perceive you and boost self-confidence as an energetic cloak. It involves enhancing beauty or magnetism through fashion, makeup, and ritual, transforming mundane routines into, for example, a daily confidence spell. Key aspects of glamour magic includes intentionality, right? Like applying your lipstick, choosing other colors, styling of your hair, right? With specific goals as attracting love, success, or protection. And a lot of us do that. When we're getting ready to go on a date, oh, I'm going to put this on because I want him to see me as da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. There you go. Tools, makeup, clothes, jewelry, perfume, body language, right? Body language is a big thing. Stop slouching. Pull your shoulders back. Oy. Internal transformation. Self-perception. Okay? How you perceive yourself, literally. If you don't find yourself to be beautiful, how's anyone else? Like, it, I didn't have people who did not think that they were beautiful. But also that's because they were comparing themselves to other people. And then also looking at the reactions that other people are getting versus them. But it's like also, you don't find yourself attractive. So if you don't find yourself attractive and you sitting there in the slumps, it's not no one else's job to come pick you up. Okay? Anyways, daily rituals. Be simple. Hygiene is going to be one of those biggest things in daily rituals. Your hygiene is very, very, very important. You smell good. You look good. You feel good. Okay? So wash your ass. Wash your face. So this also then comes down to your health, right? In the sense of that body odor, you need to, yeah, we all have pheromones. We all have a scent. But that scent is different than must. See? Or no? Okay. When you are in the mirror, I always say when you look in the mirror, you need to, and if you deal with low self-esteem, right? If you don't feel yourself to be pretty, beautiful, whatever the case may be, I always sit there and say, when you look in the mirror, you need to say at least 5 things good about yourself. 5 things you like about yourself. Because we know that the brain, what you feed it. Okay? When you talk to yourself kindly, your brain starts to rewire, and it starts to see that. So when you look in the mirror, if you don't like your body, right? You don't like your little pooch, poochita. You need to say something nice about it. I'll sit there and I'll rub my pooch, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I love my pooch. It's so cute. And I actually do find my little pooch cute. I have a little pooch, and I think it's cute. And I'd be like, somebody's son gonna love it, because somebody's son is gonna love it. I be sitting there watching men grab women, just a little poochita, grabbing the love handles of muffin tops. So even though some people sit there, oh, that's nasty, that's this, that's that, that's you. Because trust me, somebody love it. Somebody want to rub oil all on it. Right? But you need to say something nice. Because just because people typically say something bad about you, that don't mean it's true. That literally deals with something with them. Do you know how many I done had my ex sit there and talk about me getting fat? What? I done had some men say, oh, you'd be so perfect if you toned up. While I have other men thinking I'm the baddest thing walking this earth. It's all perception, but it's how you feel about yourself. And it's not your job also to try to change how people feel about you. Because also what I have learned and witnessed is that typically when someone has something negative to say about you, that is really how they feel about themselves. I think everyone is beautiful. Therefore, I think I'm beautiful. I think I'm beautiful. And I don't feel bad for saying it. You shouldn't feel bad for thinking yourself is beautiful. But I think everyone is beautiful. So you can't knock down my self-esteem. You cannot make me feel like I'm not beautiful. I literally see the beauty in everybody and everything. But I notice people that like to always talk about others' appearance. Oh, they're ugly. They're this. They're that. They're da 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 da. They are telling on themselves. That is how they feel about themselves, even if they don't want to outly admit it. Okay? So when you are in the mirror, I want you to say 5 nice things about yourself. What do you like about yourself? Do you like your eyes? Do Do you like your lips? Do you like your neck? Do you like your clavicle? Right? Do you like what do you like about yourself? Keep doing that over and over and over again. I have a cousin who she hanging around her really it really helped because her and my mother super confident. You can't tell them nothing. You can't tell them a bibi tata. Nada. My cousin she will wear the most risque thing. Okay? And she gonna go to the grocery store with it. She gonna go on the street and she gonna be like, hey girl, you wearing that? You doing this? She giving compliments while she out. And she walking a certain way. Like she gotta bounce with it when she walking. Like, and I sat there and I'm over there clutching my purse. I'm like, oh my gosh, girl, your chi-chis is out. Oh, you're showing so much stomach. Oh my gosh, you're showing so much thigh meat. Like you're naked. She didn't care about that. She felt good and she loved what she was wearing. And I would always support her. So you're doing it. But me saying those things because that was my biggest things. I was a lot of times always scared to flaunt my body, right? A lot of people will always see me in baggy clothes. Simply because people always talk about my boobs. So I'm always trying to cover up and I'm like trying not to be seen. I'm, kind of slouching. Not only do I wear baggy clothes, but I will wear a big jacket, right? And I would so you could not see my body at all because it's like I didn't want to be sexualized. But then it was like I start to realize it don't matter what I wear. People were still going to sexualize me. So here I am wearing something that is not true and authentic to me to try and stop people from responding to me in a certain way. And you can't worry about that. You can't worry about how other people respond to you. That's not your job. You can't change it. But what you can change is how you feel about yourself, how you view about yourself, how you view yourself. Okay? We have to stop trying to please others. We need to please ourselves. Biggest reason? You're not here for them. You were not placed on this earth to please other people. You are here for your journey in this vessel that you have once in a lifetime. You have this vessel, this body once in a lifetime. Figure out why you got that vessel. People used to always say on social media of your spirit chose this body because it found it to be beautiful. It found it to be the most beautiful thing. So from your hair down to your toes, your spirit chose this. Love it. Embrace it instead of trying to change it. Instead of trying to fit into a mold. I never had an issue with my butt until I moved to Texas and men started talking about my ass. Men started talking about how I had no booty. I actually do have a butt. Okay, I'm more so lower glute dominant. Okay, I have a nice curve, right? But I do have a nice butt. But I never thought about it. It was never something that I worried about. I never was ¿cómo se dice? I was never I can't think of the word. But I was never conscious. I was never self-cautious about my ass until people kept talking about it over and over and over again. And then me being me, growing up, I was like, oh, I think something's wrong with me. Da, da, da. But then I started to, again, my response to everything is somebody's son gonna love it. Somebody's son is gonna love it. My husband that God has for me is going to love every everything on me. Why? Because I love everything on me. If somebody's son come in my face and he don't love what I got, then you not the man for me. I should not have to change myself. Okay? So all of that to be said, you cannot change how other people perceive you. Do you know how many people don't like tres leches? That's crazy. There's people that don't like flan. There's people that don't like chicken wings. There's people that don't care for macaroni. You don't care for macaroni? Right? So again, it don't fucking matter. How do you feel about yourself? That is the biggest glamour magic right there. Self-confidence, self-esteem. Find your style. Play with that damn makeup. Starting to tap into that glamour magic realm would also reveal to you how there are some things you need to heal from and some things you need to unlearn. My nose is draining. Ay, ay, ay. One of the biggest things that I had to unlearn was wearing certain clothes. Right? A lot of clothes growing up, oh, don't wear your good clothes outside. Oh, don't wear your good clothes to this. Don't wear your good clothes to that. Right? So I got in the habit of not wearing my good clothes. When I got to high school, again, that programming in my head of don't wear this, don't wear that, it's your good stuff. I got in the habit of, in high school, I would always dress like a little boy. Because I didn't want to wear my good clothes to school. But where am I going to wear these good clothes? Right? And these are clothes. They're meant to be worn. That makeup is meant to be played in. Right? Do as many crazy things as you want with your hair. Right? I began to sit there and think about if I go to a place and they feel like I'm doing too much, then I'm in the wrong space. Because to me, this is normal. Right? I'm a real big heel lover. I love heels. I love dresses. Honestly, because I feel like dresses really compliment me better than pants. I don't like wearing pants. Pants, again, it doesn't sit right on my body. I have an hourglass shape, and then also I have hip dips, and I have a super high waist. So wearing pants, it don't. And then I have a little pucha, a little puchita, a little pooch. Okay. And so the jeans would sit right below the pooch. And then I'm wearing shirts that are baggy because I also got big boobs. So I can't wear a medium sized shirt that would normally fit me. I got to wear like a large or an extra large. And so again, I'm wearing these. No, wearing dresses makes people feel like I'm doing a lot. But it's like, I can't help that. There's nothing I can do about that. You want me to change my face? You want me to change my body to make you feel comfortable? But anyways, back to the story. So I'm a big heel lover, and I would be like, I don't want to go out because all I have is heels, and we're going to a bar, right? And people like that's you don't wear that to a bar, right? Ain't nobody else wearing heels at the bar, but it's like I'm not trying to be like everyone else. But then also, I'm not trying to make people uncomfortable. But again, that comes back. It's not my worry. So if me wearing heels and wearing a nice dress, because that's what I like to wear is dresses. If this is too much, then this is not the space for me. So now you have to go through the process of finding a new environment and finding an environment that is going to be supportive of your authenticity, right? A place where you don't feel I don't want to say a place where you don't feel out of place because I mean it is what it is, but ultimately you should not be in a space to where you are worried about how other people feel about you and how they feel about themselves, right? Because that was my thing of like, oh, I don't want people to feel like I'm doing too much, and I don't want people to think, less of themselves. That ain't my damn job. Okay. So Glamour Magic, it is something that will alter your mindset for sure. Because you begin to develop this space of I don't give a fuck. And that is that confidence that you need, right? A lot of people, when they have a lot of this confidence, high self-esteem, they don't give a fuck. They don't care. It makes them feel good. People will find any and everything to argue with you about. So Glamour Magic does more than just alter, quote unquote, alter your appearance. It's going to alter how you feel about yourself. It's going to alter how you perceive the world around you, how you feel about the world around you. Yes. When it comes down to Glamour Magic, and I'm looking on Google right now, I see there's a book for Glamour Magic. And that's crazy because you don't need a book on it. I mean, you can. And people talk about, these beauty spells. I'm looking at it right now. There's beauty spells. Is Glamour Magic immortal? Using Glamour Magic in your, thing. What you'll need: a hand mirror, black cloth, clove, allspice, nutmeg, glass of water, a plate, incense, or liquor for offering. You ain't gotta do it that, sweetheart. I'm gonna make it real simple. Begin to heal your perception of yourself. Begin to heal from that trauma that you have endured growing up, right? As a child, as an adolescent, as a teen, and as an adult. Begin to heal that. You need to go to sleep and wake up and be like, I don't give a fuck about nobody else. I care about me. I'm going to put on this thing. And it's going to feel strange for a second. It's going to feel strange. But that's because you gotta wait, what's the ay 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 all my words. My words, I'm losing my words. This is what happens when you start to learn a new language. You start to forget words. um you have to break it in. There we go. You got to break it in, right? Like when you buy a new pair of shoes, you got to break it in. You got to mold it to you. Okay, yes, your size, but now you also have to get adjusted to the change, right? It's a different feeling. It fits differently, right? And so it's the same thing when it comes to this Glamour Magic and this healing portion of it, this self-love portion, self-care portion. It is something that is not of your norm. You have to now get in a habit. You now have to build the routine of this thing. And once you fully get acclimated with it, it is there's no thought, it's second nature. Okay? Start off with saying 5 things you like about yourself. Start by doing that. Put on that outfit that you've been wanting to wear, but you didn't have a place to wear it to. Put it on. Go to the grocery store. It's going to be uncomfortable, but once you do it and you're in it, you then begin like, oh, this is so easy. What was I scared about? It's like getting into the pool, right? Get into the pool. It's like, oh, this feels nice, right? Oh, it's not as bad as I thought. Okay. So put on that outfit that you've been dying to wear, right? Another thing that is good, I'm going to suggest journaling. Journaling is a good thing to do because you want to journal how you felt in that moment, how you feel in that day. I also tell people just to write because things will start to pour out. But when you write, just know no one else is going to read this. So don't try to be politically correct. Don't try to be so proper. Let it out. Talk about why you feel guilt or shame for why you feel guilt or shame when it comes to your looks, why you feel guilt or shame when it comes to how you dress, right? Because again, and I had this conversation that Black kids um, do not get the same privilege as white kids to experiment with their style. And most times, a lot of times you're told what to wear, how to wear it, right? Because if you try to wear something different, oh, you're being strange, you're being weird, you're being that. No, we're not dressing like that. We're not doing that. So a lot of people, they don't get to um, test out and find themselves. So that's why we're seeing a lot of 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds experimenting, right? And so when we look at like these 30-year-olds or 40-year-olds or 50-year-olds, like, oh, they dress like a kid. They dress very young, right? They dress like they're in their 20s. That's also a person that dealt with trauma, right? Of being dressed, of being told what to wear, how to wear it, and a lot of times when to wear it, right? Again, you're not about to wear your good clothes. You're not about to, you know, only time you're going to wear your good clothes is when you go into not even a family reunion a lot of times, but, for holidays or when you're going to um, a party. Every day should be celebrating. So therefore, wear your good shit. Every day is a celebration because you got to wake up. That is a celebration in itself. So yeah, wear your good shit. Right? And then also you have to remember, I know y'all don't want to hear this, gonna get rumor, but we all gonna die at the end of this. So while you're here, have fun. Do the thing. Do the thing that you want, right? Wear the clothes. Right? You want to wear a wig? Wear the wig. You want to play in makeup? Play in the makeup. At the end of the day, who cares? It is your life. And even if they have an opinion, that is just their opinion. Hell, they probably don't feel good about themselves. They probably saying that, but also on the back of their mind, wishing that they had the balls to do that. What did they say? First they laugh, then they ask for your help. Okay. So I'm going to leave that with that. I'm going to leave that with that. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this episode. If you are listening via Spotify, I want to say you have the option to leave a comment or a remark down below. But if you can be ever so kind, not only subscribe to this podcast, but also please go follow Miss Opinionated Podcast on Instagram. Okay? While you're at it, also share this episode and ultimately Miss Opinionated with your peoples. Por favor. Okay? Muchas gracias por escuchando este episodio. No, este episodio. Thank you for listening to this episode. Until next time. Also, I do want to put this out there. If you guys have any suggestions on type of episodes you want, some type of topics you want to be talked about on Miss Opinionated, leave the comments. Please leave the comments. I am very interested to know what is the guys you want. Okay? So again, thank you. And y'all have a good day. Feliz dia.